Kunitsu-Gami Path of the Goddess, a unique game with a Japanese-inspired theme, a single-player Kagura action strategy game set on a mountain covered in defilement. We managed to complete this game in 16 hours, and overall the game brings a good balance in bringing tower defense and action elements together. How does the story fare within the game? Let's take a deeper look into Capcom's latest tower defense game. Gamer Braves. The story begins when the shrine of a maiden named Yoshiro gets devoured by an unknown monster. As So, whom we play as, tries to protect Yoshiro the maiden, his power is absorbed by the monster as well as the village mask. Unable to fight the monster, we escape from top of the mountain and try to retrieve So's lost power and also find the village mask. During the journey, we'll be saving villagers, clean up villages, and fight bosses. The story itself is quite flat, with a midpoint and ending that's predictable. While the maiden is the actual main character of the story itself doesn't really show it. We don't exactly get to know the background story of how she became a maiden, and throughout the journey, So and Yoshiro don't really interact much, and it feels like he's really just her protector. Besides the story, elements of Japanese mythology and folklore are very well built into the story. Our enemies, the Seath, and the bosses are designed based on monsters from Japanese folklore, such as Kamaitachi. Even monsters that might normally be cute are scary and dangerous in the game. Unfortunately, we're not really told why they appear. The story doesn't explain why they appear and what happens after they are defeated. This all leads to why we felt the story is a weak part of the game, because it really feels like an unexciting and repetitive journey to save a mountain. However, the game does have very good looking character designs and beautiful environments. Even some of the cutscenes were enjoyable to watch. Similar to what we discussed during the preview, this game basically has two phases, the preparation phase and the defense phase. During the day, we'll be able to save villagers or animals and then look for points that can also be cleaned up to give us resources such as Suba guards and Mazo talismans. These will be useful in preparing for the night, considering you can give rolls to the villagers and place them anywhere and repair buildings. And then at night, we have to protect the maiden from the hordes of Seath that come out of the Tori Gate. This day and night cycle repeats until the stage is complete. Each stage has a different environment to explore. There are also stages that have branching paths, which usually brings more buildings that can be repaired to help us defend. There's a strategic element to choosing the right path, as long paths tend to have many defenses and short ones tend to be more dangerous. During the defense phase itself, you're able to improvise. You can put villagers to defend in one location and use So to travel around the map, or you can always change the positions of villagers according to the situation. At the end of every tower defense stage, there's one other unique stage, the boss battle. This stage is completely different from the usual tower defense as it's more action oriented. Players still have to build the village in the preparation phase, but the battleground is very big and the boss will move around. So this brings a new strategic element to the stage, where there are attack and defense commands for the villagers, but most of the time you'll be using So against the boss. And you have to know when to dodge, parry, and look for the boss's weak points. We found the boss battles to be more difficult than tower defense. Moving on to the base system of the game, for each stage that we complete, it'll become a new base for us. So you'll rebuild the base and get rewards. And the most important reward from this system is Musubi, which can be used to upgrade So's abilities like sword style and archery, and the villager skills. The game manages to balance the tower defense elements with action, with some stages encouraging players to play it again with different strategies. Capcom's also very skilled at making action games, which can definitely be seen from the smooth movement in this game. Unfortunately, the tower defense genre itself may not attract a mainstream audience, as the mainstream audience tends to lean towards a more action-focused game, but we can definitely see a potential niche but loyal audience for the game. Speaking of Japanese culture, it's the most impressive and our favorite aspect of this game. From the art style to the music, it really highlights Japanese mythology and folklore, reminding us of a certain game that's also from Capcom. The environment and Seath designs, while horrific, have that Japanese feel to them considering they're based on yokais. The art style combines modern game designs with elements from the ukiyo-e style, which is a Japanese art that flourished from the 17th through 19th centuries. You can see it in the menus, the gallery, and more. The music in the game in particular evokes a sense of relaxation and peace during the preparation phase. And a sense of battle during the defense phase. People who love traditional Japanese music will appreciate. You'll get to hear taiko, shamisen, koto, shakuhachi, and many other traditional Japanese musical instruments while you play the game. Some stages and boss fights also bring in modern instruments such as guitars and horns that make the music more energetic and lively without feeling out of place. Kunitsu-Gami Path of the Goddess is a great game with potential to see a very niche yet dedicated fanbase, especially for fans of Okami who have been looking for a game that's heavily influenced by Japanese culture in terms of art style and music. The action is great, with So having smooth and beautiful movements, but there aren't many different sword styles to showcase different playstyles. The mechanics of the game were easy to understand, and we didn't have any issues understanding them. For those who are looking for a compelling story, this might not be for you, but those looking for an action-oriented tower defense game, this game might just be the one you're looking for. Here's hoping that this game finds success so that Capcom experiments more with different types of games and genres in the future, or maybe even bring back old franchises. Kunitsu-Gami Path of the Goddess releases July 19, 2024 on the PS5, PS4, PC, Xbox Series, and Xbox One. What are your thoughts on the game? Are you looking forward to Kunitsu-Gami? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next video.
Hello again, adventurers. Did you enjoy the video? Let us know in the comments below. Drop a subscribe to help the channel out. We hope you have a great day and keep on gaming.